Welcome to the Department of General Services Procurement Division. My name is Wayne Gross. I'm an outreach liaison with the Certification and Outreach Branch. Today's webinar is entitled Step 3, Use the California State Contracts Register, CSCR. This webinar is based on our brochure, How to Do Business with the State California Government, a 5-step process. Before I start the webinar, I want to show you where you can always find the most current brochure. We always start at our homepage, which is www.eprocure.dgs.ca.gov. You'll notice that the website is posted on the slide in the top middle. You'll also notice that on the left-hand side, I've circled favorites. Make this a favorite, bookmark it. That way you always know where to start at e-procurement. So on the left-hand side, there are 7 blue bars. We're going to click the 4th blue bar, Small Business and Disabled Veterans Business Enterprise Services. There are 3 bullets, Search, Online Certification, and Homepage. We're going to click the 2nd bullet, Online Certification. Above the 4 blue bars, there is a sentence that says, for more information, view the How to Do Business with California State Government brochure, English version, a Spanish version, as well as the Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise brochure. This brochure that I just showed you on the previous slide is the most current one, which is March 2014. You will always find the most current information on our website. And as we open up the brochure, you will see Step 3, use the CSCR as it is known. This is where we house all our solicitations. So by the end of this webinar, you will be able to define what the CSCR is, how the CSCR works. You'll know where the solicitations are found, who is the person that you need to contact if you have a question. If you do have a question, how do you post it on the solicitation? And finally, placing an ad on the solicitation. What is the CSCR? It is a one-stop source for contracting opportunities. It's connected to government bids listing, services and construction contracts over 5,000, commodity contracts over 50,000, and IT goods and service contracts over 100,000. How the CSCR works: state agencies post their solicitations when they go out to bid. Subcontractors can find contracting opportunities. Some contractors can place ads seeking work with potential primes. And remember that if you are certified as a small business and/or Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise or DVBE, the ads are free. As I said in past slides, I've shown you, we always start at our homepage, www.eprocure.dgs.ca.gov. We will now click the 3rd blue bar, which is Bidding Opportunities. To look at the solicitations, we click the 1st bullet, which is View CSCR Ads. And you will notice now it has taken you from our state portal into BidSync, our 3rd-party host. On the left side is the search engine, where we can put either a bid number or a title and description and do a search, and on the right side is the results. In our slide example, I've typed in the word electrical, and the bottom left I hit the search button, And on the right side, I come up with 3 results. And we're going to talk about the third one, which is bid number D0171, building renovations at Camp Roberts, California. You'll notice in the description, there is a line under building renovations, Camp Roberts, California. So when you click on it, it takes you to the actual solicitation. And this is generally what every solicitation looks like. You'll notice that there are 3 items that are circled: time left, the bid started, and the bid ends. And I just want to tell you that on August 28th at exactly 2 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, if you haven't put in your paperwork on this bid, you cannot be considered for being part of the competition. You'll notice that on the body of the solicitation there are 4 tabs: details, documents, pre-bid conference, and vendor ads. Under details, the first one says bid contact, and you must log in to get the information that you need. In the middle, we have classification codes. It says view classification codes. And in this solicitation, it says that you need to have a code of 721540, and that's the United Nations Specialty Codes, the UNSPSC codes, which is Specialty Building and Trade Services. It also says that you can view the construction license types. And in this one, they want you to have a B license, a general building contract license. And regions, it says view the regions. Because this is a state contract, it's going to have all of the counties listed, including, it's going to say overall the state of California. If you were using the fee service Bid Sync Links Plus, and you were the County of Sacramento was soliciting through Bid Sync Links Plus, when you came to this regions, it would just say Sacramento County. And the last thing is the standard disclaimer, and every one of our solicitations must have the standard disclaimer. The next tab is documents, and this is where you can download and see what the particulars are on this specific solicitation. And you can also download the bid package. The bid package is the instructions on how you need to prepare the solicitation. Follow the instructions to the letter. The next tab is pre-bid conference, and it says to view this information, you need to go, you have to be logged in. And we will go into more detail on the pre-bid conference once we log in. And the last tab is vendor's ad, and this is where you can look at all of the ads that subcontractors have put into this solicitation. And again, these are free. And I will go into more detail once we log in. So you're going to click login, and you're going to put in your BidSync username and password and log in. And you'll notice now the solicitation has opened up to its full extent. Instead of 3 items, there are 4. They have added a mandatory pre-bid conference. And again, once we go to that tab, I will go into more detail. Under Details tab, you'll notice the bid contact. It says here, see contact information. So now you know that the administrator of this contract is Keely Stevens Brazel, and it has her phone number and email address. And I always tell people that if they want to bid on a solicitation, to always get the bid number and the contact information for future reference. At the bottom of details, there is a vendor-viewed report. And what this report tells you is all of the people who have actually opened up this solicitation. And my name is the last one on this list. Why do I bring this to your attention? This is another avenue for you to take to market to the primes. And you'll notice that, you know, anyone can bid on a solicitation. You don't have to be certified as a small business and or DVBE. But as you can see, the second one is from the state of Washington, and then there's a New Jersey, a Connecticut, a Nevada, and Illinois. So you can go to Google and get their information and network with them. Our mantra is to get the contract, make the contact. And this is just another way of doing that. The second tab is documents again. And you can download the bid packet again here if you haven't already. And you can look at all of the documents. And if there would be an addendum, this is where it would be placed. The next tab is Q&A, question and answers. And you'll notice that on the left arrow says that there is a deadline of August 21st at 5 p.m. exactly. So if you have a question on this specific solicitation, on the right side there's the arrow is pointing to ask a question. And all you have to do is click on it and ask your question. And because of our transparency, the answer will be posted just like you see here. Yours would be the second question, and it would be answered. And just remember that if you ever have a question on any solicitation, you need to get it in writing, because it's not legal and binding unless it's in writing. Finally, we have the pre-bid conference tab. And you'll notice that the conference is mandatory on August 14th at 1 p.m. exactly. And the location is Building 6312, Camp Roberts, California. And so Caltrans is excellent in having these pre-bid conferences. And they're designed for you, the small business, DVBE. What I mean by that is this. A lot of the contracts are huge, and you as a small business or DVBE couldn't bid on it as a prime. And so we require small business DVB participation. And so at these pre-bid conferences, the administrator will have, you know, a sign-in sheet, and then after that, they would have their conference, and then at the end of the conference, they would say, okay, primes, go to your respective table. And then you as a subcontractor would go over to each one, introduce yourself. Hopefully you have a business card with your supplier ID number and or a brochure. And, you know, to get the contract, make the contact. And this is how we help you to get those contacts. The last tab is vendor ad. And you'll notice that on the left side there's an arrow, and it says that this subcontractor has a supplier ID number of 1307260. And as far as I'm concerned, everything else on the ad is fluff. because the most important thing about you is your supplier ID number. This number is unique to you. And so if I were a prime contractor, I would go into our database, do a search, look at this subcontractor, and see if they're current on their certifications, and then go up and look at their keywords and classification codes and say, okay, yeah, this is a possibility, and include them to call. On the right-hand side, it says place a vendor ad. All you do is click on that, and there are two screens, and this one has the ad title, response deadline, and the advertisement. You are limited to 2,000 characters, and so once you start typing, the 2,000 goes down to 1999, 98, 97. So it tells you how much space is left. Then you click next step. You put in your contact information, your email, your contact phone number. Make sure in the body of your advertisement, I would lead off with your supplier ID number and hit submit. It's that simple. So, in summary, you now know what the CSCR is. You know how it works. You know that you go to our website, www.eprocure.dgs.ca.gov, and click the third blue bar, bidding opportunities. You know where the administrator of the solicitation is, and know that you have to log in to get that information. You now know where you can place a question and get the response on the solicitation, and you know how to place an ad for free. Thank you for participating in this webinar. If you have any questions, email me at wayne.gross@dgs.ca.gov or advocate@dgs.ca.gov, or call us at 1-800-559-5529, option 3. Again, thank you.